Ebony Williams was on the Breakfast Club, right? Pretty boy, I'm definitely going to read that super chat shortly. Ebony Williams came on the Breakfast Club, and her and DJ Envy got into a very, very spirited conversation. Now, let me say this. I think that the thing that Ebony Williams was communicating on the Breakfast Club, in which the Breakfast Club is real sticky about playing their videos on YouTube, never worried about a copyright. I don't get copyright strikes. But they just sticky because then they want to demonetize the video that you got and all of that. And so we choose not to actually play the Breakfast Club interview or break that down, because I would love to break that down for the people, because I actually agreed with Ebony Williams way more than I agreed with Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy. But it was a completely different conversation than what it is that she was talking about with Iyanla Vanzant. Let me say that again. I actually agreed with Ebony Williams and her take on black people running in the Victim Olympics, because that's a completely different conversation than whether or not you would date or look down upon a dude that is working every single day and honoring a bus driver. The conversation that she had on the Breakfast Club is much, much different than the conversation that she was having with Iyanla Vanzant. And when I looked at the video, and I was actually paying attention objectively to understand what was being communicated, what it showed me was that DJ Envy was absolutely in his feminine energy. And Ebony Williams washed him. Let me be honest. I got to be absolutely transparent. I have not seen Dr. Umar Johnson's take, but the people sent it to me today. You know, I like to react to it authentically. When I looked at the Breakfast Club interview, which is a completely different conversation than she was having about what it is that she said with Iyanla Vanzant, they went into, and this is how conversations happen. This is how conversations work. You start off on one thing, and then you go into different things, right? And it started to go into the standards among black people. And the reality is that she was absolutely right when it came to black people. Yes, she did move the goalposts. You are right, mega professionals. But we like to talk about where the goalpost is once we moved it. And what I seen happen between DJ Envy and Ebony Williams, even though she was in her masculinity, even though the way that she talks and how she operates is not the type of woman that I would be around or associating with, because there is no femininity in that. Her passion and what it was that she was communicating was 100% correct. And the culture, and this is why I say it all the time, the culture in which we celebrate the most, the Victim Olympics, which is the thing that Envy was talking about, is absolutely trash. It's absolutely trash. So I want to play this Umar Johnson conversation, in which I have not. Shout out to Michael Thompson. Shout out to all of the super chatters. I'm definitely going to be reading those shortly. I want to play this conversation from Umar Johnson, because I think that Umar Johnson is the most hilarious and entertaining person for me to be able to react to objectively. I want to play this conversation from Umar Johnson, and he's apparently giving his thoughts based off of the cover photo of what he's seen from Ebony Williams as far as her conversation with DJ Envy on the Breakfast Club. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. No spaces. She absolutely washed him. She absolutely washed DJ Envy. Before we get into this, I am an equal accountability smoke giver, okay? And let me say this. Black men, it's a difference between being honest and objective and holding a woman accountable and being in your feelings. And this is the thing that we hold women accountable for on a regular basis. It's a difference between being in your feelings and being objective and telling the truth. The truth is much different than your feelings, right? And just because you feel it don't mean that it's true. And so men, and this is the true characteristic of a man and why it is that I think that Ebony Williams absolutely washed DJ Envy. You have to get out of your feelings, and just because somebody say something that you like or makes you feel good does not mean that it is right or it is true. The fact of the matter is that a lot of these people, including men, a lot of these people, including men, are running in the victim Olympics. It's a fact. It just is what it is. A lot of these people, including men, are running in the victim Olympics. And you know how I know? Because I see guys that, listen, just a little bit ago, right before inflation went all the way out the fucking ceiling, we had guys that was pissed at me because I told them that $40,000 and $47,000 is not enough to raise a family of four, and they was feeling some type of way about it because I wouldn't acknowledge their feelings. When we talk about reparations, we see people, and it's overwhelmingly men. Listen, I give y'all props. I am an equal accountability smoke giver. I got smoke for the women. I got smoke for the men when they wrong and they right. And I give props to the women and I give props to the men when they wrong and they right. The fact of the matter is, when we have these reparations conversations, it's majority men that's sitting there whining, complaining, bitching, and moaning, talking about how it is that they feel and how I need to acknowledge whoever the fuck their ancestry are in order to really get them in they reparations. And I say, bro, you don't even know who your real daddy is. And then you start getting butthurt and feeling some type of way like you're going to pull up. And then I say, yeah, I'm coming to your city. I'll be there on this date, this date, this date. Make sure you show up and let's have a good time. And y'all don't say shit. Y'all don't say nothing. Y'all don't pull up. Y'all don't have nothing to say. Y'all ain't hold nobody accountable and none of that. So I don't want to hear none of this, bro. I don't want to hear none of that, bro. Like, the fact of the matter is, if you look at it, if the problem with people is that they're unable to remove how they feel about the person in order to make a true assessment about what it is that they're saying. If you separate how you feel about the person from what it is that they're saying, then you can start to chew the meat and spit out the bones. Then you can start to chew the meat and spit out the bones. You can start making an informed decision and then saying, okay, listen, I can agree with Dr. Umar Johnson about where it is that he stands with regard to the alphabet community and how they hijacking whatever it was that was built on the backs of the civil rights leaders of yesterday. But then I can disagree with Umar Johnson about how it is that he panders to women specifically, because maybe those are his biggest supporters, especially when he's saying hit the Cash App. You have to separate how you feel about the person from what it is that they're saying. And yes, she moved the goalpost. Eboni Williams moved the goalpost when she was talking to DJ Envy. But the fact of the matter is, once that goalpost was moved and once they decided to get into that deep debate about that conversation, she was absolutely right. And she washed that nigga. She washed him. She washed him 10 times out of 10 because the only thing he was talking about is how he feel and how those specific groups of people patronize him and how they pay for his shows. But that has nothing to do with the facts. She was stating facts. She broke down, listen, according to this demographic and according to the wages, we are the lowest at the bottom of the bottom. And because we don't have these uncomfortable conversations, we are unable to pull ourselves out of it because we're unwilling to get out of our feelings and our emotions and start having conversations about what it is that are and our expectations for how we should set the standard going forward so that we can then get to that bag and become more powerful as a group and people will actually start to take you seriously. Now, did that have anything to do with whether or not she dating a white man or whether she would date a bus driver? Completely different conversation, and I absolutely 100% disagreed with her because I felt like her attitude was nasty when she was having that conversation with Ayanna Van Zandt, and then she doubled down on it, right after that. But that don't have nothing to do with what she was talking about with DJ Envy, and he was in his emotions. And because he was feeling a certain type of way and she wouldn't acknowledge his feelings, he more or less identified with a group of guys that feel a certain type of way instead of leaning into the results. And that's just the facts. So Darius will want me to look at his comment. Let's look at it. Let me go up. You wrong as hell. You know it. So what do you think about the working class? Man, you and suck my. You and your job. Now what? Now what? You. I don't care about your job. You don't need no acknowledgement from me to do what it is that you need to do to feed your family. That's your reasonable service. You don't get points for going to work every day. Don't you want to eat? Man, you and your job. I hope they outsource you and they give it to somebody over in India. Now what? Now what? I don't give a about your job, and you shouldn't give a about mine either. What you want? Acknowledgement? You want a cookie? You want a cookie, Sedaris? Will? You want a cookie? You want to feel good about yourself? You want me to give you a gold star on your forehead? Man, do your job and go home and feed your family. You don't need no acknowledgement for somebody for your job. Man, your job and you too. I don't care nothing about you or your job, bro. Yeah, just like I thought. And just like I thought. Now what? You care about my job? You want to know where it is that I work every day in corporate America? Huh? You want to give me a cookie? You want me to feel good about myself? You want to give, hey, good job, Anton. You want me to give a slap on your butt? You want me to give you a diaper too so you can piss on yourself? And then you want me to change it for you too? You a grown man. I don't give credit to women for going to work every day. That's their reasonable service. That's their reasonable service. You supposed to be able to take care of yourself. You an adult. Because you know how to type in this chat right now, and because you're able to get on this live stream, that means you an adult. You want a cookie for doing what you're supposed to do? Drive your bus, sweep the floor, go and take care of your business. Whatever it is that you do it and do it well and do it with a smile on your face. And when I see you, Sedaris, I want some cookies and I want my fries hot. I want my fries hot. And I'm not going to thank you for doing your job. When I see you, I want my burger and my fries hot. ASAP. Now what? Do something. You want me to make you feel good about it? Huh, little man? What's wrong with you, man? So tired of y'all being in y'all emotions. Oh, you acknowledge my job. Man, drive your car and come and pick me up and take me to where I'm supposed to go. I paid you, didn't I? Fuck, black men is always in their sensitive feelings. Man, grow the fuck up. Dummy. This idiot. Just extra. Just extra. We don't do the victim Olympics over here. We don't do victim Olympics. Nobody feels sorry for you. Whatever it is that you feel it alone and by yourself and go into your prayer closet and pray to God that you can get out of your sensitive feelings so that you can start to get to the bag. Now we can get into the Umar Johnson. Now I'm feeling good. I was dragging a little bit because I had to take a flight and I was like still jet lagged. But I'm feeling good now. I'm feeling incredible. Now we own it. You don't see me sitting here calling into corporate America saying, oh man, I'm feeling, acknowledge my feelings. No, it's time to get to work. Avatar with a letter on their name, thinking that they're going to get me to hold them accountable. Man, suck my backwards. And yes, I said it just like that. Just like that. No, none of that. Just like that. Do something. Type hard in the chat. Go and do a reaction video on your trash. I don't know why they want me like this. Why do they like me like this? I want to get into the Umar Johnson video.